Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us at a1000facesProject.com. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, especially if what you've heard today encourages you, blesses you. Please pass it on. My name is Tommy. I'm a teacher by profession, but I love photography. I love talking to people. I love stories, because I think that, you know, the person next to me or the person who I work with or the person who is on the road can have an answer to my question. That's why I love to question people and just find out more about them. So today with me, I've got this, look at her. She's elegant, she's beautiful, she's dark, she's lovely. This is Miss Fauza. So Miss Fauza, very, very quickly, can you just introduce yourself to the listeners?
Hi guys, first of all, thanks my CC Tommy for giving me this opportunity to share with you and everybody who is going to watch us, those who are going to stumble this conversation later. My name is Fauza and I am Kenyan by birth, and I've been living in the UAE now for the last heading to 11 years.
Wow.
I'm a full-time mother, a full-time housewife, and then beside that I have a foundation where we support young women through mentoring, support of feminine hygiene products and school fees. I also have my baby clothing line, Fauza Design. Well, that's what I'm wearing now. And I have actually, most people they don't know, but I've published 3 books and I've co-authored 1. So yeah, I'm just so grateful to be here and to be with you, Tommy.
And this is why I wanted to interview Fauza, because listen to that, right? So you're a mother,
yes,
you're an author, and you're a businesswoman as well. And for a woman to be able to juggle all those things together, my hat's off to you, Fauza. So one of the reasons why I reached out to you, I wanted to know more about you, was actually at the Dubai Shopping Festival.
Yes.
I saw Fauza's designs, and she wasn't there, but I walked up towards the store and I just thought, wow, these are some amazing African designs, and that's how we got connected. So I wanted to reach out to you. So in terms of your business, can you talk a little bit about what that involves and how you use your business to help other people as a form of outreach to other people?
Well, so the business idea for me, I call it a ministry, and the reason why it's a ministry is because it involves a little bit of different groups, communities back in Kenya. I have different products. I have bags, I have jewelry, and for the clothing I am, you know, the designer behind it, and we have a team who they do the tailoring and all sort. But the idea for me came about, it's almost 11 years ago, because my son will be turning 12. I had just gotten into Dubai, you know, a new mom, a newbie in a new big city, and you know, your child grows and you're like, okay, what am I going to do now? But then in that transitioning period where you've given birth, your body is still healing, you know, you don't know what to do, what to wear. Sometimes you don't feel like anything fits well. And I found myself struggling because I just felt that nothing was looking good on me, because now my body has changed. I'm on a different season of transition. And I realized that I was not the only one. So then what I did, I started to put my own pieces together, inspiring myself as I share my story with other moms. My target was actually moms, still is moms, you know, to remind them that it's not so difficult, you know, to do these things. It's not, we are women, our body will change, you know, it's either when you give birth or when you're in your menopause, you know, there's so much women go through. We need to love ourselves and honor our body the way God has created this temple, because it's a temple, so we have to love it. So that's what actually inspired me to start now the collection. Then I also felt if I work with other women, you know, it will bring more meaning to life. You know, I have a team that they do the bags. Even the bags, I have like 3 different products. So those are 3 different women. And then I have now, you know, the jewelry, that's a different team as well. So it gives me joy, you know, that I'm also serving another person. When we all collaborate together, you know, it's just not about you and your needs and me and my needs and all that. It actually elevates all of us.
And one of the things that I really liked about you and what you're doing is, like I said, I saw your products at the Dubai
Dubai Shopping Festival.
And somebody else was there selling on behalf of Fauza, and I had thought that that was the lady's products, and it ended up that it wasn't her products, and I was so interested in Fauza's products, but she was out there telling me, oh, try this on, you gotta try that on, she's such a good designer, but her products were there. So, and then I got talking to the ladies and I realized that all of you actually work together as a team here in Dubai. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We have created like a collective where we partner together, we are business partners together. So even if I'm not there and the other ladies are there, we are selling for each other. And there is always the hype of, you know, it's so hard for women to work together, to collaborate together, but I don't think it's that difficult. We have been doing it for a year now or so, and the reason being it's because we respect each other. The values are similar. We are all from different parts of Africa, so everybody is dealing with different communities in their own country. So the vision is similar, the goals are aligning, and the values are the same. We are not competitors, because what the other girls are selling, it's not the same as what I'm selling. This is what people don't understand. Everybody has been gifted differently. What you can do, whatever you can birth, I cannot do that. Because God has called you to do that. He has not called me to do what you have been called to do. So if that is what your gift is, that God has blessed you with, for His glory, for His purpose, to showcase so that it can be a blessing to another person, why can't we be together? Why can't we collaborate together?
Amen. I love that. I love that. So in your collaborating and working together, what has been the greater good?
We've grown, there is trust, we work together. It helps us also financially. Instead of paying 20,000, we come in, we chip in. It reduces the financial burden. But even so, you bought my product and I was not there because someone else was standing on the gap for me. So you don't have always to be there, and your business is running. But it takes trust. You need to trust me, I need to trust you. And that's what has built the relationship.
Okay, so what they contribute and what you contribute, what do you do with that, with what you've all brought to the table? What do you do out of what you've all contributed together?
So I'll speak for Fauza Design, but I know all the ladies, it's similar concept. So the concept, that's why it aligns. It's because we work with different communities. I'm from Kenya, so I work with different communities, like I said, from Kenya. And the other girls, it's the same, from different parts of Africa where they come from. And what happens is, and this is what most of the time people, they don't realize, we mistreat our own people. Instead of paying them rightfully, you take their things, say, I'm gonna pay you later. No, the business model that I have, and which is similar to the other girls as well, is that we take care of our people. I need 100 bags. This is the design. Sometimes I give the design for, you know, for what I want. They do that. How much is it gonna cost? Here is the money. Wait for the order, and then it's gonna get shipped. They have already been taken care of. We have already paid them, because they have their own things to do as well. And then, but for me, a part of that as well, it goes back to the foundation, because not all the time I get donation from well-wishers. So part of that, it goes back again to the foundation. We're paying school fees for 2 girls currently in Kenya, and the Ministry of Feminine Hygiene Products, pads, yes, let me just call it pads, because pads is so essential for a woman. And sometimes so many girls in Africa, I'll talk in general because it's a not only in Africa, I realize even in Asia. You know, one of my friends from South America was talking about the same. So this is actually a global issue. But because, you know, coming from Africa, you don't realize, you only think, oh, these are the only problems of Africans, but actually not. So what happens is it goes back. I want the business to grow, so I invest back in the business, but it also supports, you know, like for example, in December, we had a Christmas cheer. We fed families for Christmas.
Wow.
So it goes round. Yeah.
That's amazing to me. That's amazing to me that if you come together, there's so much good you can do.
Absolutely.
Not just for yourself, but for your community, and you know that kind of rolls out into a world global,
Absolutely.
you know, global outreach. Which
Absolutely.
is, this is the reason why I like to sit down with people and get connected, because you never know where you can help or you can be of assistance. So this is something amazing that you're doing, and I think they need a lot of support. You know, and I think it'd be nice to sit down with the other women and get their perspective as well. So in case anyone wants to reach out to you, they want to buy you amazing stuff, they want to contribute to what you're doing. I mean, it's something that I really would love to contribute to as well, because something as simple as a pad, you know, it's a luxury for some people.
It is.
And for us, it's just something you go down the shop and just buy.
Yeah,
whatever.
we take it. You know what I realized? Some things, you don't know what you have until you don't have it. You know, and for me, the reason why I'm doing this, most people, they only see me now, but I always say, don't see only my glory. I want you to know my testimony first. And the reason being, I didn't grow up with a lot. Not that I come from a poor family, but I grew up in I grew up in a dysfunctional home. And I moved from one home to another. I always say, some of us, we just grew up. We had to grow up. And so I remember when I had my first period, Tommy, I didn't have a pad. I used a piece of cloth. At that time I was with my grandmother, and I was so embarrassed because nobody told me that at a certain age you're gonna have your periods. So, you know, you need to do this, you need to do that. Nobody taught me that, right? And so when I was in class and the leak came, I had to ask for handkerchief from the girl who was sitting next to me so that I can put on my panty so that I don't, you know, I don't leak. And so in 2019, I was in Kenya organizing one of my woman-to-woman conferences, and the news started roaming around. A girl had taken her own life because she had stained her own uniform and she was made fun of. And I felt so sorry. I took it so personal. And I remember speaking to my husband, and I said, I just cannot believe in 2019 these things are happening, you know. And my husband asked me, but what do you want to do about it? Because getting disappointed and sad, it doesn't help the problem. What is the solution? What can you do? You know what? At that time, I gathered a few of my friends and we said, okay, let's do like some of the school drive in the slum areas, you know, in the rural areas. I think we gave out almost 3,000 pads, you know. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I know the leak myself, you know. I know the leak because it leaked on me. And because I know how it feels to be embarrassed. That's why I took it so personal, because I know what it feels. I know how it feels not to have.
I think as a woman, we can all relate that, you know, we don't want to go out there and, you know, the whole world sees, because it's something that's quite personal to a woman. Yeah. It's not something that you want to go out there and announce, oh, I'm on my period, by the way. You know, it's something that's just personal to you. So that's why, you know, sometimes some people can't go out there, like you're going to Africa, you're able to do this thing, but they do want to help, they want to reach out. So if there may be anybody out there who you're touched, you know, by the fact that something as simple as a sanitary towel, some people don't have and they need it, you know, how can they get connected to you so they can support you, what you're doing?
Well, so if you just go to FauzaBeltz.com, you can actually do you can donate online on FauzaBeltz.com.
I'm definitely going to do that. Sometimes you need to hear these things not through the news, or when you get connected to people and people tell you experiences, it opens up a little bit more for you to understand, And just before we go, I wanted to ask you about your 3 books, because you're an author as well. So can you tell us about your 3 books? Where can people buy them, and find out more about it?
Well, so I've written 3 books. The new one, actually, I'm really excited because it's a devotional. It's a devotional because in 2020, when COVID came about, I started going back in my own fear of what if, lack. Growing up not with a lot, you always, in the backside of your mind, you always have the fear of poverty. And so I started going back there, and slowly I found myself really getting anxiety. And then in my searching for the word from the Lord, the Bible is so clear, I knew you before you were created. Do not worry about what you will eat tomorrow, because today has its own trouble. Sufficient for today, it's enough. So why do we worry? Because the word of God does not lie. He says, I'm not a son of man that I should lie, neither say and not do. My word will not come back to me void. So many promises in the scripture. Why do we struggle as Christians, as believers, as human beings? If the word is so clear, He knows our hairs on our head. And so as there was so much fear, and I don't think it was only me, even I think everybody there was just something, a lot of, going on with the COVID pandemic and all that. And so as I was searching for answers for myself, I started jotting down things, and then that actually it compiled to be a book. And then what I've done, actually, I've picked some of the sections in my second book, Transform Fear into Freedom, that I felt that they are more easily quick read for devotional as well, and combine the two together, and then it gave birth to Awaken to a Life of Purpose, a reminder to live your life beautifully, because we forget that, because we are on the go, we forget to live now. And so the first book, it's a memoir. It's exactly what I was talking earlier, the struggles of life. I grew up in a dysfunctional home and all those things, and in my pursuit of why am I here, the pain and the anxiety that I had to go through, I just felt, let me just put all these thoughts together in the hope of, even if one person will stumble rising from the dust, a woman's journey to self-discovery, that you too will know that you are not here in vain. You are here because the Lord, the Creator Himself, took time to create you for a reason. And even in the seasons of our lives where things sometimes as human we feel they are unfair, there are lessons to learn from this. And so instead of focusing on what is not there, what is missing, what are you doing now with the life that you have? For God's sake, you woke up today, it's a miracle. It's a blessing. We take that for granted. I'm breathing freely. It's a miracle, it's a blessing. And so it's just the encounters, and as I seek God, Tommy, I'm like, Lord, what is it that I need to learn more? So I'm sharing all this in my writings.
So this is one of my favorite parts of this interview that I do. I want you to look into the lens and imagine that there is, it doesn't matter, a man, a woman, a boy, a girl in the world, and they're sat listening to your voice, and they have a dream. They have something that they want to achieve, but they don't know how to do it. What would be your 2 advice, just 2 things that you would tell them to do right now as they're watching?
I believe in the power of using our gifts and talents. I really, really believe that each one of us is incredibly blessed in different ways. The beauty about that is because when we all do what God has called us to do, it's beautiful, it's a miracle. But what I want actually more to encourage you is that whatever vision that you have and you don't know how to go about it, look around you What are the problems that they're already existing, and how can you solve that? That's number one. Because sometimes we go too far, but if we just be still, the Bible says be still. If we can be still and look around and see what's already around us. Because sometimes miracles are happening without even us noticing, but because we are waiting for the one big thing to happen, instead of just waking up and just getting the next thing done. Just do the next thing. How does that look like? Getting the next thing done is what will lead you from this bit to the bit as you wait for the bigger things. But don't sit and wait too, because prayer without taking action, it's not gonna move the mountains, you know. And you need to pray. You need to pray for your dreams, for your vision, whatever it is. Give it unto the Lord. That's what the Bible says. It says, commit all your ways unto the Lord, and He will make them successful. It makes your path straight, you know. And so the other thing also, you told me too, I'm sorry. The other thing is your network around you. Sometimes the solution that I'm looking for, I may get it out of you. You may not tell me exactly how I need to go about it, but just of us, me coming to you saying, Tommy, I was thinking about this. You know, what do you think? Your solution to your problem might be with someone that you will even actually underestimate. And that is why never look down on people, because you'll never know how God is going to use them for your next big miracle.
I'm so happy you said that, because that's what I started with, getting connected. If you don't get connected with people, you're never gonna know. You know, so it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what situation you find yourself in, if you have a lot of money, if you have nothing, God has put you here for a purpose. You need to seek Him and say, what is that purpose? And just walk in it. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. I've learned so much. You've tugged at my heart to actually do something, you know, about what's happening, the issues that are happening in the world. So again, if you do want to get connected, please reach out to Fauza and support what she's doing. You know, thank you so much for hanging with us, and your social handles will be there so people can connect with you that way as well. And wherever you are, good morning, good night, good evening, I don't know, but enjoy your day and seek after God. You will find what your purpose is.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for watching.